Rosie Herrera. Dress code.
That's the sound of Mr. Smith's daily after-lunch routine, reviewing the security footage. You see, less diligent administrators review security footage only when they suspect something bad has happened. But to Mr. Smith, everyone's suspect, all the time. So after lunch, he puts in the tapes from all 5 of the security cameras posted around the school and reviews them, making note of each rule that he sees broken.
Colette Jones. Backpack. Billy White. Suspicious package.
This might sound rather meticulous, even to the point of brain-crushing monotony. But Mr. Smith rather enjoys it. Sometimes he even stays late into the night, just to review the tapes a couple more times. And sometimes he stops the tapes, not to catch some nefarious deed, but to catch a glimpse of
Miss Martin. Beautiful.
The image on Mr. Smith's screen is frozen on Miss Martin, the fairy of an art teacher, who is caught mid-prance as she moves through the hallway in her own unique art teacher sort of way. Mr. Smith adores her. Speaking of which...
What's with Paul Stone switching into my painting class 7 weeks into the term? How am I supposed to have any continuity or credibility with these kids if they can transfer classes whenever they feel like it?
That's Miss Martin.
I'm sorry, Miss Martin. I wasn't aware of this situation. I'll bring it up with Miss Shelley.
Thank you. That'd be really helpful.
I agree. Oh, and Miss Martin, I noticed that your hair is a new color. It looks nice in a completely professional way. I'll talk with Miss Shelley.
Thanks.
Miss Martin smiles curtly, anxious to leave this awkwardness. Mr. Smith drops into his chair.
Oh.
Mr. Smith's chair breaks underneath him and he falls. On his butt.
Mr. Smith, Harker Kendall would like to meet with you. He says he has a problem with our new student.
Okay. Send him in.
East Hollywood High School presents Paradise High, Episode 13, A Mascot for Paradise. Lincoln moves quickly down the hallway. Lindsay chases after him.
What was that?
Lincoln slides down a locker to a sitting position. Lindsay sits down next to him.
Harker and I were in junior high together. I did some stuff I'm not proud of.
Like, what?
I was dumb.
We all are in junior high.
But what I did was really dumb. We could all tell that Harker was, different. That he didn't like girls. Everyone knew it but him, and we were dumb. So we put this plan together. I pretended I was gay and told him I liked him. To try to get him to admit that he was gay.
That is pretty dumb.
Right? We spent a lot of time together. For me, it was all a part of the joke, but I guess it really meant a lot to him. Then it all came together. He admitted to me that he was gay. He poured his whole heart out to me, told me about how I was the only one who had ever understood him, and how he wanted to be with me forever. He went in to kiss me, and that's when we surprised him. Psych, I'm not really gay, joke's on you. Pretty funny, huh? My friends jumped out of the bushes with their video cameras. They'd captured the whole thing. I still remember how Harker looked at that camera. And how he looked at me.
Oh no.
Everyone at school saw the video. You could probably still find it on YouTube. So when I say we were dumb, I mean we were dumb. You probably think I'm pretty horrible. When I found out I was coming here, I'd hoped to see that Harker had moved on. I just wanted to be able to tell him, I'm sorry. So, I guess I should be going and never speak to you again.
No, it's fine. We all do dumb things. Trust me, I know.
Wanting to change the subject, Lincoln looks around for something to comment on. He happens to be sitting next to one of Paradise High's many posters featuring Conrad Dunleavy Blue. You know, the pro roper.
So, what's up with Conrad? Is he like the mascot?
Oh no, he's a professional jump roper, and there's no relation that I know about. You can read about it at paradisehigh.tv. But yeah, jump rope's kind of a big thing around here. Jump rope and hacky.
Well, does Paradise High have a mascot?
I don't know. Hey Tony, do we have a mascot?
I don't know.
So I was like, hey, that's my blunderbuss.
Florence, do you know if Paradise has a mascot?
No. But we should.
In the front office, Mr. Raznatovich looks over a paper which is headed Proposal. School-wide contest to select mascot.
A mascot? We should have a mascot. Why haven't we had a mascot?
Rich does something at the computer while crunching a pickle.
We don't have a sports team?
But a mascot is about more than just sports. It's part of a school's spirit. Did I ever tell you, Rich, that I have always dreamed of being a mascot?
No.
Oh, it's a great story. You see, when I was a little boy, my uncle took me to a hockey game. And now this was in a few states over, see?
Mr. Smith watches the principal talk from the door. He suddenly remembers something and takes off. Mr. Smith moves swiftly down the hallway, walking like the Terminator toward his destination. Suddenly, he is face to face with Miss Martin, who is heading down the hallway in the opposite direction.
Oh, Miss Martin, how are you?
Good.
She is about to keep walking.
About Paul Stone.
We got it taken care of.
Oh, you did?
Turns out Miss Kelly really needs his help. Since he's painting backdrops, he'll stay enrolled in my class and receive his grade for the work he does for Miss Kelly.
Oh, well, that sounds like an excellent solution.
Yep.
Mr. Smith tries to think of something else to say, but Miss Kelly is gone. The vice principal's face and body language scream internal chastisement. He continues down the hallway, noticeably less Terminator-like than before. In the lobby, now written with posters that read, "Make history, help choose Paradise High's mascot," students sit and chatter, like students do.
How about the Golden Eagle?
No way! Every school has a bird or a large cat. This is paradise, man. You have to be different.
I got it. How about the man bear?
What kind of dumb idea is that?
Yeah, man. That's just too far.
Lindsay and Jesse hang more mascot flyers. Florence approaches them.
Say hello to your new mascot.
Florence is dressed in a Viking outfit that can only be described as over the top, even for her.
I'm confused. I thought we were voting tomorrow.
Yes, but everyone's going to vote for me.
Don't count on it, Florence.
That's Logan Lawrence, the noob destroyer who intentionally hit Lindsay in the eye in episode 3, and Florence's archenemy. Logan and his friend Tim stand in identical poses on scooters, each with one leg ready to kick off when the time comes.
What, you think you have a better mascot than Lady Viking?
She thumps her chest with her large styrofoam axe.
Yeah, Tim and I have a surprise up our sleeve that'll blow your sissy Viking girl back to Asgard.
We'll let the populace of Paradise decide that.
Keep telling yourself that, Viking girl.
Logan and his friend roll off on their scooters. Florence turns to Jesse and Lindsay, who continue putting up posters as she rants.
I'm sure his big surprise is just another generic male mascot. You know, I did a search for female high school mascots last night, and I could only find 3. 3 in the whole country. And one of them is a frickin' squirrel. Can you believe that? That's why Paradise needs a strong Viking woman. We need to make a point and lead the way. Show this country that we know women are strong.
Lincoln enters with some posters and tape.
I finished in the lunchroom.
We're done down here.
Jackson and his crew say everything is ready in the assembly hall.
So, I guess we're all set for tomorrow.
Meanwhile, in the school basement, Mr. Smith flips on his flashlight. He looks through some file drawers until he finds what he's looking for. A file folder labeled Charter Documentation. He opens the folder and scans down it.
Paradise Valley Alternative High School, Board of Trustees, mission statement, mascot, the sun.
Mr. Smith looks around the room with his flashlight. There in the corner is a box with something very yellow inside. It's the next day now. In the school faculty room, Miss Martin helps Mr. Raznatovich put the final touches on a ridiculous costume he's wearing. He looks like a giant playing card with a mohawk. Mr. Smith enters, a folder in hand.
Mr. Raznatovich, I did some research yesterday and found out that there is no need for today's assembly.
Mr. Smith stops, registering how Mr. Raznatovich is dressed.
Do you like it? Cassie's been helping out. Hasn't she done a great job?
Mr. Smith tips his head to Miss Martin and becomes a bit flustered.
Do you think the students will like it?
It's very good work, Cassie. Miss Martin, but, sir, the thing is that there is no need for the students to vote on a mascot today. I looked into the official charter and it says that our mascot is already...
Oh, Reginald, the charter says all sorts of things.
But, sir, it's an official document.
Mr. Raznatovich adjusts a piece of his costume.
Let the kids have their fun. It's fine. Come to the assembly. Relax. Enjoy yourself.
Mr. Smith is defeated. Miss Martin gives him a concerned look. Mr. Smith turns to exit.
Oh, and Reginald?
Yes?
At the assembly, will you be sure to vote for me? I wouldn't want all of Cassie's hard work to go to waste.
The Paradise High Assembly Hall is packed with students, some holding signs that read things like Lady Viking rocks and Poker Face is my homeboy.
Paradise High, are you ready to make history? Should we bring out the mascot?
Lindsay, Lincoln, and Jesse sit together. They exchange a look of excitement.
All right then, first up is Poker Face.
Mr. Raznatovich enters from the back, dressed in his face card costume. He exchanges high fives with many students and makes it to the podium. Poker Face strikes a pretty awesome pose.
Paradise High forever! I love you! Love you.
Lindsay, Lincoln, and Jesse look fairly impressed.
Our next contender hails from distant Nordic lands and stands for equality, strength, and freedom from oppression. Give it up for Lady Viking!
Florence looks pretty impressive in her oversized Lady Viking costume. She just might win this.
When you vote for Lady Viking, you vote for ladies everywhere!
Lindsay, Lincoln, and Jesse cheer and clap and smile. Billy rolls his eyes. Florence strikes a pose and then takes her place beside Raznatovich.
Our final contender is a surprise brought to us by Logan Lawrence and Tim Arnold. Give it up for Shark Car!
Shark Car is exactly what its name implies. A blue go-kart thing that looks like a ferocious shark. Red and yellow tissue paper is blown by fans in the back, as if it were being propelled by fire. Logan and his friend Tim drive the strange, yet wonderful thing into the assembly hall, which moves slowly toward the front of the room. Logan and Tim drive Shark Car up a ramp onto the roster. When they park next to the other two contestants, the music is punctuated by a voice that yells,
Shark Car! Shark Car!
Logan and Tim wave their arms high. The crowd eats it up. Lawrence frowns.
This is some tough competition, but the ultimate choice is...
Jackson is distracted by music. It's the kind of tunes that used to be cool a couple of generations ago. It plays faintly, as if from a small portable speaker of some kind. The students in the crowd turn to its source. Mr. Smith has entered, wearing a ridiculous bright yellow sun costume. He carries a boombox and speaks into his famous blue and white megaphone. The students look at each other, not impressed. Miss Smith looks worried. Mr. Smith moves awkwardly to the beat of his music, spinning and bopping toward the podium. He points to individual students, calling out to them as he goes.
Hey, looking good. Oh, don't get too close. I'm 3,000 degrees Kelvin, baby. Hey, give me 5. Oh, no, this sun's too hot for you.
The other contestants side-glance each other. Mr. Smith makes his way to the podium and speaks in Jackson's mic. Jackson is a bit disgusted with the yellow monstrosity before him.
That's right. You don't have to settle for these second-degree mascots because Paradise already has the hottest one in town. The sun! Haha.
Mr. Smith does a weird move, extends his arms, and pushes his chest out toward the audience. The crowd begins throwing things at the sun-clad Mr. Smith. Signs, wrappers, binders, a backpack. Most hit their target. Mr. Smith retreats toward the door from whence he entered.
Ow! Hey, ow! Hey, what? This is highly disrespectful to your administration. Ouch! Hey, what? I'm your mascot. It's on the charter. Hey, what? Was that a backpack? You can't have those.
Mr. Smith reaches the door. His costume has been damaged. He makes eye contact with Mr. Resnatovich. The latter gives him a chastising look that says, "I told you so." Mr. Smith exits. Miss Martin looks from the mascots on the stage to the door through which Mr. Smith left. She exits. Mr. Resnatovich motions for Jackson to take the mic again.
Well then, Paradise, let's hear it for all your contending mascots.
The students cheer.
You can stop by the lobby anytime this week to fill out a ballot and we will announce the winner after spring break. You have a great time eating all the teddy bears and stuffing the cotton in your socks.
Those of you who've been to Paradise are familiar with the mural in the East Hallway. It's a large wall made to look like the sky. A bold blue background with white clouds and text that reads, "The sun will come out tomorrow." Mr. Smith, still in his damaged sun costume, sits against that wall, completing the image. He stares at the floor. Miss Martin enters. She sits down next to him.
You okay?
Why do they hate me?
They don't hate you.
Really?
So, you're not exactly the most popular adult in the building?
I don't get it. I know they're not supposed to like me. That's part of the job. But why don't they respect me?
Well, it's also part of your job to care.
Mr. Smith considers this.
I do care. I care about this school. I want everyone who visits our school to be impressed. I want them to see that we are running a quality institution. But I feel so alone. I don't feel like anyone else cares.
Miss Martin smiles with compassion.
You're not alone. I care.
And thus a broken son and a hippie art teacher hold hands in front of the sky mural under the text that reads, "The sun will come out tomorrow." To be continued. This episode was brought to you by the Conrad Dunleavy Blue Foundation, jumping to make the world safe from global warming and terrorism. Learn more at paradisehigh.tv/Conrad Dunleavy Blue, and by really long URLs stated verbally that no one will ever actually look up. On the next episode of Paradise High.
Can you believe the tipster leaked the mascot results already? How does he get his information?
All of that and more in My Role in Paradise.